Hey Zombie Slayers, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. So there are only one or two more videos before my Heartland videos are done, and it's time to show you some Nightmare difficulty content. I'm going to be joined by my best friend Eric, because I know how scary this can be, and I refuse to play it alone. Let's get started. I really wish I knew how to record our in-game chat, but I haven't been able to figure it out. Normally, I can get my side of the chat to be heard, but I feel like that'd sound really weird if you did hear what the other person was saying. So a voiceover will just have to do for now. If you know what settings I can use to get the NVIDIA GeForce Experience system or the Microsoft Game Bar to work, let me know, because this is a lot of work. So we've started a new community. I've never done Nightmare mode difficulty on my own community, so I didn't have any legacy cards to select, so it is going to be more difficult as well. The good news is I do get to use some previously played communities survivors to start off with, and I'm not going to make it extremely hard and start off with totally random newbies. I have selected a few characters. I'm right now deciding whether I should go agriculture and herbalism, giving me +1 meds and +1 food right off the bat. But I'm going to change that. I do want munitions. I do want electrical, because since I don't have the legacy card to give me free water and free electricity, I'm going to need to make the solar panel facility. And I'm also going with electronics because I want to be able to update or to have more outposts. So it looks like I ended up with these three right here. We're going to start the community now.
And we're empty again.
So, whose turn is it to find more fuel?
Not me. Last time I almost walked right into a horde.
Well, that place doesn't look like it'll fall on our
Okay,
head.
so Eric's going to join me momentarily. So the first thing I just realized is that I accidentally, these guys are fully loaded, or at least this guy's fully loaded with the amount of gear that he has on him. I don't think I even purposely prepped him to be able to play in Nightmare mode. I just had lots of stuff on him for some reason.
Hope we find a new home
So just giving some rucksacks over to my other guys. I don't want to tire my guy out. I'm going to drop some ammo so I can refill my car. Most cars that you're going to find in Nightmare mode are going to be destroyed, just like this one. So I can't drive it yet, but I'm going to fill it up at least, save some time if I can aim properly. I think you should be able to quickly refill up cars. That'd be a cool thing. Maybe there's a chance that instead of making noise, you would lose some of the gas. And there's a feral, I think, over there in the distance. So we're just gonna make our way to the first house. All these guys are almost fully I think all these guys are maxed out in their combat, and a lot of them have powerhouse. Powerhouse is actually one of my favorite fighting skills right now, or cardio skills, because it allows me to execute zombies from the front. But when there's a lot of AI teammates, you're going to be running into them a lot. So I was just checking to see what I have. I have close combat on this guy. I believe I saw powerhouse there. So that means he's going to be able to execute from the front. Actually, when you have close combat fully maxed out, it'll also execute from the front as well. I don't believe when the game launched almost 2 years ago, I don't believe that when close combat was fully maxed out that you can execute from the front. So that's a nice addition. So we're just making our way to the first house. And I think Eric joined us, and right now he's just he's doing some scouting for us. Or
This must be the place. Well, I'm on it.
one of the best things about being able to execute from the front is that when those zombies line up to attack you, and before they can get that attack on you, you can just execute them one after the other, and you'll see that happen a few times in this video. So we're just gonna clear this house here.
Okay.
There should be no more zombies. We're gonna turn it into a base now.
Oh, I like that idea.
Our first priority has to be gathering materials.
Okay, so we're
We'll
gonna
need
drop
them
off
to
all the
improve
stuff I have on this
Well,
character.
I should take a look around for us out there.
We couldn't loot on our way to the base because this guy was overburdened. And now I'm going to take
So far, so good.
the
here.
rucksacks.
That's cool.
Actually, what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at the
Cross this one
hero
off the to-do list.
perks for each character. And this one, and Midori has the best one, the ninja looking girl. She has plus 15% influence. So hero skills, if you're unaware, when you do stuff in the game, you're contributing to your community, you're gaining standing. And standing is what people think of you. And when you become a hero to your people, you give the entire community some sort of bonus. And for her, we're going to gain 15% more influence when she's a hero, whether I'm playing with Midori or with any other character in my community. That's important in Nightmare mode because I am going to play it differently. I'm going to be instead of for my outposts as per my other videos, instead of using outposts mainly to generate resources that I'm lacking, that I'm losing every day, I'm actually going to be making many outposts. Basically, whenever I run out of space, I'm going to make an outpost. And I'm going to thankfully be able to afford it because I'm going to be encountering a lot more special Zeds right now. So I was taking both of the rucksacks and giving it to Midori to hand in so that she could get increased standing. So the objective right now is to loot, but also to increase Midori's standing to max. We cleared the master bedroom so that people aren't upset about the lack of bedroom space. Taking care of people's mood is going to be more important in this Nightmare mode. So I think what we're going to do is, I think I took a repair kit with me, and we're going to repair the car and start looting with it, so that we can, when we loot the houses and the sheds here, we should be getting what's it called, rucksacks. So you can only carry one rucksack at a time. And look at that. Normally, I'd be really afraid of a huge group of armored Zeds, and you almost never encounter this in the normal difficulty. And look at how you can almost take it all out. I think Eric took out one guy, and I took out 4 guys right there in the same time, thanks to the frontal execution. And that is due, and Midori's doing it through her maxed out powerhouse. But there is a screamer coming up, so we're gonna try to kill that first, because unlike normal difficulty, any noise that is made in Nightmare mode is gonna constantly bring enemies, and a lot of them. And the good thing about using strong characters is that I technically don't have to carry around the stamina, like the snacks, with me, because they already have a ton of stamina, more than a normal starting character would. Okay, so we're just going to repair the car. I'm going to pay attention to my left over there, if I can aim correctly. Because I remember seeing a feral there. I was telling Eric to watch out for the feral over there. But unlike Heartland, as you've seen, the ferals are not scary in this game. Even if we encounter triple ferals, I'd still prefer triple ferals in Nightmare mode rather than the special plague ferals in Heartland. Okay, we're gonna start looting. Initially, we said, or we agreed that we would just, because it's Nightmare mode, we would just loot normally rather than loot quickly so that we don't generate noise, but you'll see over time I changed that. As long as it's daytime, we're going to loot fast, and at nighttime, though, we'll try to make less noise. Right now, it's important that I get more. I'm looking for materials, medicine, and ammo right now, because with the infirmary I'm going to make, it's going to be eating up 2 medicine per day, and I'm also using up a lot of food. When you get to even mid game, I find you're going to have a lot of food and maybe a lot of materials, I guess. But you're always going to be short on medicine and ammo, I find. Unless, of course, you make maybe 2 farms or a farm and a garden, one making medicine, one making food. So I was just checking how much influence I have. And when you're playing with others, I like to call out where they can find their loot. So I'm like, Eric, on the porch, there's something for you to loot. By the fireplace, there's something for you to loot. And he does the same for me, so that you don't have to spend so much time looking around where your loot is. There is a specialization for wits that will allow you to, called scouting, which will allow you to instantly see where all your loot containers are in the place you're in. But I rarely take it. It's also partially because it's a rare type of specialization. I don't see people getting it very often. So we're going to go across the street, and we're going to be lazy and just drive that way. And I realized I have to be careful because I believe vehicles take more damage in Nightmare Mode 2. I've never seen a car explode specifically from driving poorly, but it can be weakened enough so that other zombies can help destroy it, especially a juggernaut. So I'm exploring the house first, because I want to create that safety bubble.
Nobody else is home.
Once you explore an area, it creates like a bubble of safety, so that there's less chance that zombies will come and attack you.
Well, I could have been louder.
And we basically decided at this point, okay, we'll be looting quickly in the day. Eric's not too happy because I make a lot of noise.
That's a lot of stuff.
When it comes to Powerhouse and like the heavy weapons, I'm on the fence. I don't particularly find it's good. I guess they're supposed to be good against juggernauts, and I guess they're supposed to like AoE knockdown, but I don't particularly like it. I prefer more of a lethality with that swordplay has. So Maduri is equipped with a double bit axe, and she's full. I find most of the time in Nightmare Mode, at least in the early game, I'm low on ammo, so I'm really only saving my bullets for like bloaters and screamers. Okay, I think I'm going to drive my car back to the base to drop off the rucksacks. I think Eric's just going to stay there. I think double bloaters, right? Yeah, double bloaters. Triple bloaters. So right off the bat, it's a lot of influence. So it's harder in some aspects because I don't believe we're really going to see it in this specific video, but in later Nightmare videos, we're going to see a lot of like really huge hordes. And if you're by yourself, you can still do it. It's just it's like you got to be sneaky, and if they get the jump on you, you just better keep running. So just taking a look to see what I can build. The problem is I don't have enough materials right now. The good news is normally I would suggest a fighting gym right off, like in the early stages, because when you have a totally new community and your guys are totally new, it's a lot easier to raise your your shooting skill rather than your fighting skill. So any way to increase your fighting skill, I try to go for that. But these guys, because they're maxed out, I don't have to worry about a fighting gym right now. I need to just increase their happiness, and looks like I need more ammunition resource. So we'll just fill up 1 stack of ammo. Make sure we bring some pills with us as well. We don't have that many. So we're gonna look to see where we need to go next. There is a quest for us to our west, but we're gonna ignore them. We're gonna go there at nighttime. It's more important right now to loot during the day. It's really lazy, but I don't like having to bring all my rucksacks, like run them back. I prefer just to put them in the car, because we're bound to get at least to like 1 to 2 rucksacks here, even if the house is right next door. Made some noise. Eric's like, John.
It sucks that we can't enjoy these quiet moments anymore.
There's 1 rucksack. So I think I'm just looking for the last
I can't let that screamer bring a whole party
container
over.
right here. And there's a screamer. Embarrassing to miss that many times. So while looking for it, I found some beehives. These are great because they provide you some luxury items, and we need that early boost in influence. So we'll try to bring these to the beginning faction and sell them. So we finally found that last container. Checking this shed, there's probably a rucksack here. There is. So I'm actually gonna drop it. No, I'm just gonna drop it off at the car, wherever it is. Probably would have been faster just to bring it back home. But old habits. If you don't know, what does Eric get out of this, other than, playing with your friend and, helping out, being a good guy? He's earning multiplayer rewards, not to mention the loot that he's getting in this game. So when he goes back to his game, he's gonna be getting what's called multiplayer rewards. They'll pop up immediately when he joins his own community, and he's going to have like ammo, maybe some facility mods, maybe some weapons waiting for him. So I kind of wish it would happen throughout the game, like when you earn it, maybe you can redeem it right away, but so that you can use it right away. Because like when I used to play with Mike in his Nightmare games, we'd be playing all night. We'd be playing 2-3 hours. Oh, and here is a Plague Juggernaut. So one of the things you'll notice also different in Nightmare mode is that instead of normal Juggernauts, there's only Plague Juggernauts. So what I'm doing is Eric is distracting the Juggernaut, and I'm just getting my butt beat. And I'm drawing away the Horde, and I'm gonna be taking the Horde out first. And I'm gonna be doing some embarrassing misses momentarily. So I think that, yeah, I miss here. It's horrible. So I think Eric's gonna get him, and that'll give us. Oh no, he missed. Nope, we got it.
That's all the ammo I got.
So it's, as you see, it's really rare, at least at the very beginning in normal difficulty, for you to encounter a Juggernaut. And as you saw, not only did we encounter a Juggernaut,
God damn it.
there was a Horde with them, and as you saw, 2 Screamers, literally just outside your base. So you gotta be ready. Crunch. So back to looting. We're going to look at our rucksacks. Almost there. Almost there. So since we played with Midori and she hasn't gotten tired yet, she's earned almost enough standing to earn her hero perk, I guess you can say. And that means we'll be gaining 15% more influence, which is fantastic. Especially for early game. Especially for Nightmare mode.
This again.
It's good in general. It's I think one of the best hero perks. But yeah. So we're going through the sheds. We're prioritizing sheds because they typically will have the materials rucksack, which is what we're lacking right now. Eric's so pissed off that I keep making so much noise. But as you can see, you know, it is not only more fun playing with other people, the difficulty is much less, I feel.
I should probably take a break before I fall over.
I think because the house was so close and I was totally full in inventory, I just ran back.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Nothing exciting, but it's useful.
So now we can build something. So the infirmary was done. We made the workshop because we can't repair anything if you don't have a workshop. Dropped off some stuff. My pistol is breaking, but the good thing about Midori is that she has weapon handling, meaning that she can repair. And I really love weapon handling for that purpose, because if you're repairing your weapons, you're using up a lot of parts, and that means with people with weapon handling, you don't have to spend so much parts. The bounty broker came up, and I do have some bounties that I'm slowly completing, but we decided not to go there yet. I believe sometime in April or at the end of April, the bounty broker, some of the quests or the bounties are going to go away. So if there are any specific weapons you like that the bounty broker has for the critical, I believe it's called critical response bounties, I'd recommend going to him and buying some copies of the weapons. because once the bounties go away, you won't be able to re-get those weapons. And he does have some really good weapons, including, I believe, this Echo revolver. It uses the .22 bullets. It's very silent, and it's a revolver, so it doesn't jam, and it doesn't break, which is fantastic. So it's really good for starting characters and gunslingers. A gunslinger, it has, I believe, 8 bullets in the magazine, and it doesn't break. So the gunslinger can repair guns, but if you use a revolver, then that means your gun will break. So just checking the pool to see if there's anything special here. And unfortunately there isn't, but there was a screamer. I don't see it. It's just right over the fence, and that means he's going to summon some guys, and there's actually a horde coming up behind. Oh, and there's a bloater. Dodge away. There's another bloater. Just free influence. Beautiful. And I think I'm gonna check and see. I got my hero bonus. So now I'm getting 15% more influence. So nothing's in this pool. So we're just gonna loot the house now. I think Eric ran back to the house to deposit his goods. I feel like if you see your teammates' loot container, when they come into the dwelling, they should be able to instantly see where it is. You know, as if your character said, hey, this is where it is, but the game doesn't do that, unfortunately.
I'll feel bad
It's
about that
making more
when I turn
noise.
leader.
Should be one more container around here. There it is. Okay, so it looks like this whole area has been emptied, and what we decided was we're going to head towards that scouting location, and we're going to start salvaging there, and we'll probably make an outpost down there. I believe Eric did say that there is a good warehouse at the end of the street, which should have a lot of materials, so we're going to go there in a moment. So our workshop's almost completed. I believe that was gas, and I don't need to deposit that because we're actually pretty good on gas right now. Just drop off our stuff. I might be switching characters because I feel like my guy's going to get tired, and you don't want a tired character in nightmare mode. Oh, here you go. Open the door for you. And I think he's dropping me a portable generator. Since I don't have free electricity, I could use a facility mod. What I didn't realize is that it's going to take 2 fuel to be able to turn it on. And I feel like in the early game, fuel is scarce, kind of. At least gas. Gas is scarce. So you'll see when I install the fuel generator, I don't actually turn it on. So that is the warehouse that we just put on the map that Eric suggested, so we're going to head over there now. Still going to use Maduri. I think Eric already started heading that way.
Done and done. We're really turning this place around.
Premises are empty. That's what I like.
We're still fast looting. It's not that dark yet.
That was real smooth.
So I saw that there was like a military outpost behind this warehouse, so we're gonna check that in a second. I'm just checking my resources to see how we're doing. We're losing food and meds, but we're good on everything else right now.
Here. Surprise.
So we're actually gonna turn this into
That's one more
an outpost.
ready to go.
I know it's really close to the house, but we're being lazy, and it actually does give us materials. So Eric was convincing me that materials in the early game is scarce, and he's right. Like that's what we've been trying to get this entire time. I'm just trying to find the last container, and Eric said in his shipping container my things there. A nice note. Okay, so I was just checking above the shipping containers. Sometimes there's like those special weapon caches. There's not one here. So time to put away this extra loot and probably head down the street. So what I like to do now is whenever I find weapons, I'm gonna empty the bullets off them and then put them into my inventory. By doing so, what's it called? By doing so, I have more ammo available to me in like visually. Now there is, I believe, a juggernaut over there, and I'm like, hey, you know, it looks like there's something over there. Let's go check it out. And this is going to be a pretty embarrassing situation. First off, lots of influence, but there is a juggernaut trying to kill that feral. Being unsuccessful so far. There's a bloater over there. Got to be careful about that. I'm gonna try to kill the feral because my door was destroyed. If that was a plague feral like in Heartland, like it's just impossible. Even with these strong characters, it'd be just very difficulty. Oh. So I've killed 3, 4, 5, oh. 5,
Can't let that one
and
up.
6. That's why Powerhouse is so good. Or any fighting ability that can execute standing up. So we're undeterred. We're still going to go into my waypoint, check it out. Especially since I lost the door. And there's the juggernaut. And this is where I panic a bit. Eric's like, let me get out. Then I decide to start running, but he's like, no, there's stuff here. I'm like, there's a freaking juggernaut here. And then we get stuck on here, which is even worse. And then we get hit, of course. So I abandon it. And I thought my car was actually destroyed. And this is like a really bad time because it's dark. There's a plague juggernaut. But we're actually okay. So I'm bringing the car down a little bit. I'm not abandoning Eric. I just bring it out a little bit, and then he'll come in the car. You don't do that to your best friend. Our car is breaking down though, so I think we're gonna go back and regroup. Whenever I play normal mode, I never made. Like, I did get the builder leader, which would allow me to make a a sniper tower, but I almost never use the sniper tower. You know, I never made it. I never made use of the ability, but you're going to see I'm going to prioritize my game and make sure in my nightmare mode that I do get a builder leader so that I can have a large spot sniper tower, and I'll be using the sniper tower whenever I need to take down like plague hearts or when I'm facing off against like a lot of enemies at a time. So I'm going to stop the video here. What I'm going to try to do in most of my nightmare videos is show you daytime content. I'm not going to actually show you the night. It is scarier at night, but it is also darker and harder for you to see. So I prefer it be easier for you to see. Check out my channel for other videos on State of Decay 2, video games, board games, and other fun things. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.